because I'm very aware of what's going on, okay? And I don't know how the executives over at Turning Point USA sleep at night, okay? I don't know how you can present yourselves as a Christian organization and not be dedicating yourself to the truth.
Over the last 4 weeks, after implying that behind Kirk's assassination could have been Bill Ackman, Benjamin Netanyahu, unnamed Jewish donors, an unnamed rabbi, the investigators, the medical staff, the FBI, the court prosecutors, an underground communist B death cult, and so on, she's since moved her attention over to perhaps the most potentially offensive of all, the very organization that Charlie founded, which is now run by his wife.
Yes, yes, yes. Who will succeed? Charlie Kirk. Who shall inherit the Turning Point throne? You know what, you guys? The best part of all of this for me is, unlike those ill-begotten heirs on the show, I have a 0% interest in Charlie's empire. I am not motivated by the idea of carrying on his torch. Not for a single moment did I think any person could carry on his torch. If you thought you could, you clearly did not know Charlie Kirk. Charlie was, in fact, an anomaly in the system. It happens rarely. And yeah, I don't know that I will live to see another person like him. I want you guys to know something. I want to share this with you. You can take it or you can leave it, but Charlie was betrayed. I know this. I've known this really since the first second, but I rarely have vivid dreams. And I did, in fact, have a very vivid one over the weekend. In fact, the last time that I had a super vivid dream, I was pregnant. It tends to happen a lot to women when they're pregnant. But in that dream from 2023, my former producer of the show and I were standing in the control room, and she told me that she was 26 weeks pregnant. This is in the dream. And she told me exactly what month the baby was coming. I asked her in the dream, is it a boy? Is it a girl? And she said, it's a boy. I woke up and I immediately texted my producer in real life and I said, hey, you're pregnant, just so you know, it's a boy. And then she found out that she was pregnant 1 week later. She had no idea when I texted her. And it's something that we reflected on a couple of months later because she was just totally shocked looking back on it. And this is our text chain from, you can see, 2023. She said, you texted me June 16th. And I think I got pregnant June 26th. This is crazy. And it's going to be a boy. It's nuts. I said, I'm telling you, your baby visited me. It was an insanely vivid dream. He was on his way. And she said, that is so bizarre. My mom also texted me that week saying that she had a dream I was pregnant. I said, I haven't had a dream that vivid since. It's been my only vivid dream this entire pregnancy. I believe people can communicate in dreams on their way in and on their way out of this world. I similarly, like I just said, had a vivid dream this weekend, and Charlie came to me and he told me that he was betrayed. And so for me, you don't have to believe that, but I do believe that. And it was the immediate sense I got, actually. And I don't know who exactly it is that betrayed him, but I also felt in the dream that it is soon going to be revealed, that it's actually inevitable that it is going to be revealed, that there is nothing and no one that is going to stop the truth from coming out, and it is going to have international consequences. Take that to the bank. Quote me on that.
Charlie appeared to Candace Owens in a dream and told Candace Owens that she was betrayed. This is what, and then she ends up telling us that we can take that to the bank. Okay, so what she's saying, we should believe it, because you can definitely take that to the bank. So let's examine the dream issue, okay? Now, whether she had a dream or not, there is no way for us to verify this is actually what happened in a dream. And even if it actually happened in a dream, that dream is not an arbiter of truth. That's why when you go to the court of law, you cannot be using dreams as a way to prove your case in any way, shape, or form. Now, I do grant the people, even Christians, who actually do believe in dreams. Okay? There's people who actually do believe in dreams. I understand that. However, what is this journey? This is a journey to get to the truth, according to Candace Owens, right? She's on a journey to find out who killed Charlie. So she's taking everybody with her if you want to find out the truth. So she wants us to believe that, yes, Charlie appeared to her in a dream and told Candace that he was betrayed. So, but Charlie was a Christian, okay? And, you know, I don't know what Catholics believes as far as when it comes to dreams, okay? But the scriptures, they do not tell us that we are going to be hearing messages from the people from the dead. In fact, you trying to hear things from the dead, that's in a realm of witchcraft. It's an abomination to God. So you dreaming about Charlie, you dreaming about particular person, there's nothing wrong with that, okay? It's not a sin for you to dream, because those are just dreams. But she did not say, she said Charlie came to her in a dream. So Charlie, you know, like, okay, we know if you die, you're either with the Lord. You know what I mean? Your soul is with the Lord, and that's just it. People don't come back from the dead to be interacting with people who are living. When these things are happening, it's always happening in the realm of necromancers, okay? Some witchcraft that's actually going there. So I'm wondering about that, okay? But that's what she said. So the other thing, anyway, that was just a dream, right? So anybody can say that. What does that dream mean? If Charlie came to Candace Owens and saying that Charlie feels betrayed. So if we take her word for it, what if Charlie was communicating to Candace that I feel betrayed by you? And then what? Huh? Should we still take that to the bank?
I want to say one more thing rather explosively. 3 people told me off record. 2 people who have this in a written communication from Charlie. One who is a Turning Point USA donor, and I would say very much one of the white knights in this. The very day before Charlie Kirk died, he expressed that he thought he was going to be killed. He told these people, I think they're going to kill me, okay? He did not express that to me, so I'm telling you this based off the testimony of 3 people. And I'm saying this because I hope that these people who I think are good will be inspired to come forward with that. Now, again, those conversations I had were off record. I honor that. If I say it's off record, it stays off record. But I'm hoping that watching what I am doing and feeling the energy that is rising across the world for people who want to know what the heck happened on 9/10, that, they will be brave and they will say, yeah, Charlie did the day before he died think that he was going to be killed, and maybe tell us, who is they? Well, for once and for all, who is they? Who is the they that he thought were going to kill him? Now, to give the obvious answer to federal informant Nick Fuentes' question, the reason that I waited to reveal the text messages is because I'm not a child, okay? Like I said, I have a lot more. I'm not an idiot, and I have self-control, and I understand that time is always going to be on the side of truth. Time is on the side of truth. Liars know that that's the reality. Liars know that they have to speak quickly, that they have to speak repeatedly, and I wanted the world to truly understand just exactly what it is that we are up against, okay? People that I deem to be mentally and spiritually evil, okay? Evil in the true essence of the word evil. People who knowingly lied, instantly lied, repeatedly lied, and continued to do so without a trace of shame, okay? Without a trace of shame. I mean that, right?
This is, you see where she's going. Who are these people who lied? She came out to challenge Turning Point USA about these text messages. Nobody at Turning Point had said the text messages were not true. When she produced it, they affirmed it. That's what happened. Not only that, she's saying that 3 people off the record have gone to her, telling her that Charlie felt that he was going to be killed. Now, we don't know who these 3 people are, so they need to come out and say that. So who is they? We don't know. She doesn't know. But where this thing is going, it's always sliding, implicating who? Huh? He was going to abandon the pro-Israel. Then the next minute, he felt that he was going to be killed. Who was going to kill him? So let's say, grant, okay, that Israel killed Charlie Kirk. I don't know if you guys have watched movies or if you're familiar, whatever. You know what I mean? I like, I like to watch movies, right? The Mossad, if they want to delete you, they are going to do it, and there will be no trace. That's just a fact. Ismail Haniyeh of Hamas, he went to Tehran, okay? He went to Tehran in Iran, in the heart of Tehran, staying at a diplomatic house, okay? Staying at a diplomatic house, and they found him there, and they deleted him. There were other people in the building. Nobody else knew what was happening. Nobody else was injured. Only him. They found him. They deleted him and his assistant. Okay, Ismail Haniyeh. If you Google, he's one of the guy who was worshiping, praying, praising Allah when October 7 happened. So if these people can find somebody in the heart of a hostile territory, if you know anything about Iran and Israel, in the heart of hostile territory, be able to delete them, and they've never found the people who actually deleted him, okay? So you tell me, if the Israel wanted to do this to Charlie, can they just do it and get away with it without anybody not seeing it? You see what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, like, these people are able to find you. If you're their enemy and they want to get you, they will find you. It doesn't matter where you're at, and they will take care of business. So who is anti-Israel right now? We know Candace Owens. We know Tucker Carlson, right? So if they wanted to do this, why would they go to Charlie Kirk instead of Tucker Carlson of Candace Owens if this is what they wanted? And what is it exactly that Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens are doing as far as Israel is concerned? The only thing these people are causing is just a PR headache. But as far as Israel getting everything they wanted to Israel, to America, they're getting it. The most pro-Israel president, according to them in history, is Donald Trump. So what is it that they're suffering in terms of Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson? It's just PR. In fact, the PR is here. It's just in the U.S. For them, whatever, as far as weapons is concerned, whatever they wanted, they got it. Okay? They wanted Iran to be bombed with the B-2 bombers. They got it. They have the Golan Heights in Syria. They neutralized Hezbollah in Lebanon. They took it, they're out there with the Houthis. So what else? They're actually getting to their goal of being the superpower of Israel. So do you honestly think these people are spending their nights worrying about Candace Owens, Tucker Carlson, and Charlie Kirk? Trust and believe, no. So let's continue.
Right? I really do mean it when I say that you have to be someone that is, or maybe rather someone that is possessed by something that is less than human, subhuman, to do that. There's no humanity in you. That is why I named Josh Hammer. I believe he is a deeply disturbed man. Think about that. Now that you have those messages, okay, let's put this in the context. Just a few hours before I dropped that text chain, Josh Hammer was concerning himself with what he's been doing since Charlie caught the bullet in his neck. He has been spreading lies, saying that Charlie never flinched on Israel, right? Charlie never flinched. Oh my God, these people like Candace, they're lying. 48 hours before Josh Hammer was on that text thread. And that did not stop him from keeping up the propagandist effort when he went on a show yesterday, before I dropped the messages, and said this.
Charlie was a close friend of mine, as you know. We actually spoke literally the night before his tragic and untimely death. I was on a small Zoom call with him and a couple others. We were literally talking through this topic. I was giving Charlie advice for how to message on this issue on his forthcoming campus tour. He kind of jokingly mentioned to me, he was like, Josh, I'm going to mention your book, Israel and Civilization, and it's so good. And that was literally our last conversation. It's just so tragic. This letter that he wrote to the Prime Minister, Chris, I read back in June or July or so, and there were so many people in the aftermath of his horrific assassination, Candace Owens, folks like that, who were saying that, Charlie was turning on Israel. He was ready to sell them out and renounce his life's work of sincere and genuine friendship with the Jewish people and the Jewish state. But this letter that he wrote to Bibi Netanyahu, Chris, literally begins. The first sentence of the letter is, I'm paraphrasing here, but it's a close paraphrase, as a Christian, one of my greatest joys in life is making friendships with the Jewish people and defending the state of Israel. That's literally the opening sentence of this letter.
Filth. Okay? Absolute filth. I don't understand it. I can't comprehend it. Whatever that is that lives in him does not live in me. There's no truth in him. Obviously, there's no truth in Josh Hammer. He could have said, Charlie was going through 48 hours earlier. Yeah? He refused to do that. In fact, I'm quite alarmed with what I know, that there are 3 people who said that Charlie communicated 24 hours before he died, that he thought they were going to kill him. Now I find it rather alarming that Josh Hammer is similarly saying, the night before. So you spoke to him the night before. Did he communicate that to you, Josh Hammer? Did he? I'm interested. I know we won't get answers from you, but let me promise you that if I get a text message to the effect that you were somehow involved in him feeling anxiety the day before, if you did something that gave him anxiety in that way, I will release it instantly. There will be no place that you can hide. Anyways, I want you guys to know that I was feeling so inspired by Josh Hammer's utter lack of human decency that I went ahead this week and sent around a life insurance policy of sorts, a package rather, to people that I trust, a package filled with text messages, emails, private communications, videos, and private legal documents. So if anything happens to me, you guys will know exactly who it is that has been making my life a living hell over the past couple of years. People that are trying to bankrupt me, trying to bankrupt me and my family, that are threatening us to sue us. Everything that Kanye said was so real, okay? I'm now at that point where you look back and you go, man, Kanye was right. He was really saying something about what it takes to leave, to fight for custody of your own soul. Just leave me alone. Let me say what I believe and you say what you believe. Fight fair. Why do you always have to make this threat to bankrupt people? And I want you to know that those people, if anything happens to me, they have my explicit permission to release it all, detonate it all, expose all of these people in politics and in the movement who behave like this behind the scenes. It's necessary. And I highly recommend every single person that is out there that has a platform and is going through things and scared, do the same. Send everything around to about 8 people that you trust. And I mean, I've ranged it. I sent it to journalists, text messages and screenshots to people ranging from Max Blumenthal to Andrew Tate. They won't know where it's coming from. It will be everywhere. I want to remind you guys in the wake of all of this that it is so important to keep trusting our guts. We have been proven right so many times in the recent past, right? Whether we're speaking about COVID, people that had to actually take a stance before people were then.
Yes, trust your gut, trust your feelings, right? It's Candace Owens. So what's there for us to say about that? This is what she's feeling. She sent the packages to Andrew Tate, okay? Trusted Andrew Tate, right? So that's what she trusts. Fine. And I don't know what to make what she's saying over here. If this is how she's feeling, there's nothing we can do about it. But notice how she has found a way to implicate this Josh Hammer guy. Okay? So Josh Hammer is friends with, I think Josh Hammer was one of the people in that text thread. He must have been one of the people in that text thread. And I don't know. Josh Hammer is also Jewish. Josh Hammer is Jewish. He was also on that text thread, and he did a debate with Dave Smith that Charlie Kirk was the moderator. So to me, with what I've seen, it looks like Josh Hammer had an ear. He was cool with Charlie Kirk. And Candace Owens said if she finds out that Charlie Kirk was stressed because of Josh Hammer, let's not forget, Charlie Kirk is a married man. Okay, this is someone else's husband. This is someone else's boo out here. But, hey, if she has whatever insurance policy and everything else, people are making a living here, no idea. But I'm surprised that she's not out here telling her audience that the Macron, yes, the lawsuit is now, it's been filed, right? It's public. They actually amended, added some stuff to it. It's clear and it's detailed. So I'm not a lawyer. With everything there, they have the proof and they're demanding a trial. They don't want nothing else. They want a trial. And they are going to provide scientific and biological evidence to prove that Brigitte Macron is female. And when that happens, oh yes, she will be bankrupt because they will, they're suing for damages big time. But this is what she told the world. Okay, so she made the bed, she has to sleep in it. If you are out here going to be saying this happened, right? But it didn't happen. So, I won't be the one feeling sorry for Candace on that one. Okay, I won't be the one feeling sorry for her.